Spark Workflow is a workflow designer tool for SharePoint. Enables you to quickly design and build out business processes, from simple ones to more complex processes, to facilitate your manual process and convert them into fully digital ones. The intuitive designer lets you create and design workflows by just dragging and dropping in a matter of minutes, without the need to write any code. Spark Workflow has many features that cover most of the significant activities and operations you would need to have. Let's navigate through the different important features and activities for this solution, and find out how you can leverage this powerful tool for the benefit of your organization. Tasks and notifications. Each organization has several administrative tasks. With Spark Workflow you can automate all kinds of tasks, regardless the complexity of the flow or the logic that you have. There are several request types, like request approval and request review, or you can customize your own requests using the custom request type. You can assign a task request for one user or a group of users. Furthermore, you can assign the task request for a predefined user or a dynamic one using workflow variables. A user can delegate his task to another user, schedule a notification if the task has not been completed within a specific period, or even create an escalation schedule to delegate the tasks automatically, if the user didn't complete the task within a preferred time frame. The user can enable the timeout feature as well, in order to allow the workflow to take a decision for his tasks, if no decision had been taken within the specified time frame. The lazy approval is another great feature in Spark Workflow, that lets the user respond to his assigned tasks by only replaying to his task notification emails without the need to log into the system. Workflow flows and logic. Spark Workflow has logical operations that give you the power to control your workflow route at any time and any stage. For instance, the user can create a condition activity to switch the workflow route based on data validation from list columns, workflow variables, or internal functions. We have here several activities that can be used to switch the route based on the case requirement and workflow type. Workflow auto-provisioning. For more advanced workflows, Spark Workflow provides the ability to automate the work with items and documents by creating, moving, deleting, and setting permissions using workflow processes. Furthermore, you can use many other activities to manage these components by applying Camel Query Manage Lists Items attachments. Spark Workflow enriches your workflow with many advanced activities and operations that allow you to generate Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF documents, and generate their contents dynamically by retrieving data from lists and libraries columns. The workflow process integration is not limited to items and documents only, but can also be extended to manage SharePoint sites and lists, and the domain controller's Active Directory operations. Managing and monitoring workflows. Spark Workflow processes are easy to create, monitor, and manage, due to the workflow's user-friendly designer canvas, and the various activities that Spark Workflow provides. For instance, you can use the workflow activities to start, delay, terminate, and change the status of the current or another workflow, in the current or another site. You can also track the workflow process by creating a history log to show workflow processed values and paths. Spark Workflow provides an art of design features to track and monitor running workflows visually through its Active Workflow Instances monitoring service. This service allows workflow users and administrators to easily track, debug, troubleshoot, and set the key performance indicators in order to identify workflow processes' bottleneck problems, in order to redesign them in a more flexible way, and enhance the productivity of the users and their organization. You can see the status of all submitted requests with daily dashboards, so you'll never lose track of your workflow. Security and permissions. Privacy and confidentiality are one of the biggest concerns for any organization, and preserving them is always a top priority. With Spark Workflow permissions, you can guarantee top confidentiality without any worries, You can grant permissions to users or groups on a site's lists and libraries. Furthermore, you can manage these permissions by updating or deleting them on the current item or document that the workflow instance is running on. It's worth mentioning that the user can extend the use of such features to grant permissions to other list items or documents dynamically, which allows more agility in performing various tasks that can't be done by out-of-the-box workflow activities. Integration. What makes Spark Workflow unique is that your workflow can be integrated with other internal and external data sources, with several integration activities, like SQL, Web Service, and XML. You will be able to integrate the workflow with these types of sources and retrieve, store and update data to them. This would be highly important in case you need the workflow to reroute, switch or respond to tasks automatically based on these external data. It's worth mentioning that the Spark Workflow and Spark Forms can work together to provide a comprehensive business process management system. By enabling the workflow's processes designers to visually create tasks request forms, and define the system behavior, and map them to external data sources, through the workflow integration activities. Users will be able to take decisions and actions on assigned tasks, within the form itself instead of using the default lists views. Templates and snippets. Spark Workflow can be saved as snippets and templates to make it easier for you to create other similar workflows and hence saving time and effort. Spark Workflow provides several important ready-made templates, which can be used to speed the workflow creation process. You can find the workflow templates for the financial process, human resources process, project management, and sales, and many more templates. Spark Workflow offers a highly scalable environment designed to handle the most intensive usage whatever the complexity and number of the workflows, since Spark Workflow leverages SharePoint native workflow engine, and no need for additional infrastructure or client software. Spark Workflow has unlimited possibilities. You can create as many processes as you want, and you can integrate them almost with anything. Spark Workflow can be used by a variety of industry standards and sectors, from small businesses to large-size enterprises, including government, commercial, education, etc., to make their day-to-day operations more efficient and increase productivity, and also to easily adapt and update the changes in their business requirements. Request your free trial for 30 days from sparknet.com, or from the request link in the description below.